Well, today I'm on the Somerset levels and I've come to look at the Bronze Age and the Neolithic sweep track. There's been a bit contention at the moment. Some people say that it's hard to find, and I've parked up at the nature reserve and I'm on my way to have a look at it. So come with me and we'll see what we think about this wonderful 6,000-year-old track. So I start my walk on this track here, follow on down, and we should get to the Bronze Age track first and then the Neolithic, and that's what I've come to look at. Lots of aircraft noise and all sorts going on, but that's the way it is. And apparently some volunteers are working down here at the moment, so hopefully I won't get lost. And already you can see the sort of environment. It's absolutely fantastic to think that obviously our ancestors walked these tracks. So the part of the track I'm on now would have been Iron Age as well as Neolithic. And the water has to be controlled down here, so every so often you see these plastic pipes, but that's to stop the area from flooding and to control the water around the area, which is, as you can tell, a true Somerset level swamp. Brilliant. On down this way. And here we get to here. And it says, this is a replica of the Bronze Age Mere Heath Trackway. First made 1500 BC. So this is a newer one on the planks here. Here, truly fantastic. Take it steady on this. Obviously we've had a lot of ice overnight, and wet planks aren't the thing to walk on really, but truly incredible. Loving it. Well, obviously I'm walking in what would have been a marsh, a bog, something really difficult, so you can understand why the sweep track was built to link West Hay to Shapwick across the moors. And I really do feel with all this, if I just scan around a bit, all the woodland, and I'm right in the middle of it, that I am walking in the footsteps of Neolithic man. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And now headed towards the Neolithic trackway. Obviously replicas, but you can still feel the route that the ancient people took walking this. And it links in with everything I do so brilliantly. And you can see how boggy it is and why Neolithic man had to put all these planks and spears down into the ground in these areas. Carry on this way. And I should be there any minute. For all you other guys that watch my videos, this really puts you in place with history. And although it's a replica, you don't get much better than this, and I'll show you why now. And this is the replica of the sweep track. Absolutely incredible, and it's with some trepidation that I'm actually gonna walk it and see how we get on. Carry on to celebrate what the ancients did for us and see how we get on this track. And I'm gonna take it very steadily, and you can see it's in amongst the reed beds, and this was constructed the same way as the original, and you have to take care in these places. I'm on my own in the middle of nowhere, and if something goes wrong, I've had it, basically. So I'm gonna carry on, and you can see how incredible this was. I expect their balance was much better than mine, and they just walked and paced across it like it was nothing. But with me, I'm gonna have to be so careful. Oh, did you hear that? It clicked. Oh. I'll see how I go on this track. I think I'm about halfway along it now. Feeling the planks on my foot before I stand on them. Because it's one of those things I'm not sure about. And normally most of the things I do, if I'm not careful, end in some sort of disaster. And the last thing you want it to do is to have it on a video. But we're getting there. So this was walked by the ancient people, by Neolithic man. Spears placed down into the poles, speared and then planked in between, with holes in the planks on the original, so not quite exactly the same, but still quite entertaining, if nothing else, to walk on this replica and imagine how Neolithic man would have walked. Probably would have had tracks like this for miles. They wouldn't have had a little stage at the end that they can turn around on, which is lucky. But an incredible thing, and truly well worthwhile for me coming out here today, because it links in with all my historical stuff and part of an adventure in history, which I like to do, even though I'm getting on now and nearly there. We're there at last. And if you look here, right on the end, there's a bell here that says "For the Ancestors." So I've rang the bell for the ancestors, and I can hear birds, etc. in the distance. Incredible. So the technical details of the track are that it's 3807 BC, and it was dated by dendrochronology. Poles were placed into the clay and the peat beneath through holes in the planks. The poles were sharpened and the planks were made with stone axes or flint axes to actually construct it. They found along this path, when they were excavating it, a jade axe that came from France, and it linked Westhay to Shapwick. And this track is named after the finder of the track, which was Mr. Ray Sweet. And it was known as the oldest track in Britain until 2009. And then the Plumstead track took the crown, being 6000 BC. So 3807 BC, what a fantastic thing to see. So the second oldest track in Britain. It's nice to think about that, isn't it? And lucky that it's virtually on my doorstep to come and visit, not too far away. And I've watched other people recently that said it's difficult to find. I must confess I found it very well signposted and lots of volunteers who were extremely helpful. A classic place, loads of nature to look at as well. Just absolutely fantastic. Well, with the sweet track behind me here, what more can I say other than a fantastic trip getting in touch with my Neolithic roots? So, thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, goodbye.